Hi there, it's Matt here, and welcome back to another sleep story. Before we start, I want to just mention a partner of tonight's sleep story, which is the company Puori. For over a decade, I've been an avid consumer of protein shakes, but the hard thing in the supplement space is trust. That is, finding a brand I trust with what I take into my body. That's when I came across the company Puori and its really impressive founder. Even though it makes them less profit versus other less committed companies, Puori takes quality seriously. They have so many offerings beyond protein powder, but quality was my primary focus. Why did I choose them? Well, it was for 4 reasons. First, it's free from hormones. Second, it's free from GMOs. Third, it's also free from any pesticides. And finally, every batch is third-party tested for over 200 harmful contaminants, like heavy metals. Also, if you are a nerd and neurotic like me, you can even scan the QR code on the back product to see your batch's test results. As for my personal recommendation, the dark chocolate flavor is my obsessive strong preference, since I do have a bit of a chocolate sweet tooth that I rarely get to indulge. And it's not just clean, it delivers 21 grams of protein per serving. And for folks of my podcast, right now, you can save 20%. Go to puori.com/Matt Walker. Again, that's PUORI.com/Matt Walker and use code Matt Walker at checkout. Hi there, it's Matt here, and welcome to tonight's sleep story. And tonight, we return to the dreamer, that nocturnal boat, and for tonight, the wish of someone quite special. But before we do that, to help guide you into a peaceful, restful night of sleep, let's begin by just letting go of the day's thoughts, because it's okay. It's okay just to let go of those worries. And you have the right to let go, at least here and now, of all those responsibilities. And just settle now into that comfortable position, lying in your bed, and just close your eyes and just allow yourself to breathe in a relaxed manner. You don't have to breathe in any special way. All I want you to do is just focus on the sensation of breathing in and breathing out. And just notice any tension in your shoulders. And just let them fall. And just relax your forehead. And just breathe in again. Nicely done. And tonight, we're about to embark on another journey with the dreamer, that boat that travels throughout the night, bringing sleep to someone who needs it. And tonight we'll visit someone who carries memories of both love and also loss. And tonight's story is one of remembrance and of healing and the gentle comfort that comes with time. And we join our evening in a quiet, picturesque village just down a feeding river out to the sea. And on that tributary there lived an elderly man named Henry. Henry had spent most of his life in this village, raising a family there, working in his garden. And he just enjoyed the small simple pleasures that each day brought. But now, as an old man, Henry was a widower, and for the past several years he had been living alone in the house he once shared with his beloved wife, Margaret. They had been married for over 50 years, and not a day went by that Henry didn't think of her face and her memory, her laugh, her gentle touch, and the way she would just bring warmth to even the coldest of his days. And now he could get through those days, but his nights were different. They were often filled with that deep longing, memories of the life they had built together. And now he could sense that empty space beside him at night. And one evening, like many others, Henry sat by the window, unable to sleep, looking out at the ocean. And he thought of Margaret and the walks that they used to take along that very beach. And even when they were old, their hands still reached out, and they would walk with hands clasped, and his heart ached with the weight of her absence. And his love for her had not faded, nor had the loneliness that sometimes was just overwhelming. But out on the waves, Henry he noticed something unusual. It was a small boat, and it was just softly drifting across the ocean. As if being carried by wind itself, and it made its way to his window. Because the dreamer had sensed Henry's heartache and his longing for peace within sleep. And its sail fluttered ever so slightly in the night breeze, and Henry just got a sense that the boat seemed to radiate a warmth that just touched him, and without hesitation he rose from his chair. And through the door he walked down to the tributary side. And he stepped into the dreamer, and feeling that sense of lightness that he hadn't sensed in years. And his old withered hands settled onto the smooth wooden seat, and the dreamer gently lifted off into the stream. Gently moving both him and its hull down down the tributary, through the village. And as the dreamer started to sail into the shallows of the ocean, Henry could feel the years of grief and the loneliness beginning to melt away. And it was something about just that quiet hum of the gentle ocean breeze and the soft glow of a partial open sky that allowed Henry just to sit back a little bit further on the bench and rest all the way into the back of the dreamer. And he knew that it was taking him somewhere special, and he trusted it completely. And the boat carried Henry over the ocean, and it created a path that seemed to stretch on forever. And all the while, the dreamer just swayed gently back and forth. And gradually, Henry, lying there with his eyes once open, now started to let them close. And he could feel the cool sea air on his face. He hadn't felt this calm in years. And for the first time in a long time, he felt as if Margaret just wasn't so far away anymore. And the dreamer continued its journey. And it brought Henry to a small, secluded island. and it was surrounded by calm waters and gentle waves. And now the sky, fully clear, gave a soft glow from a kindly moon. And Henry, now drifting off deeply, surrounded by the faint hint of wildflowers, gently touched down. And as Henry passed through the stages of sleep and began to dream, he turned and there, standing just a few steps away, was Margaret. And she looked just as she had in his favorite memory. Her soft smile and her bright eyes, and the warmth that radiated from her being. And for a moment, time just seemed to stand still. And there, Henry felt tears welling up in his eyes. But for the first time in a long time, they weren't tears of sadness, they were tears of reunion. Tears of joy of that love that had never truly left him. And Margaret reached her hand up, and Henry took it. and he felt that familiar warmth on the side of his cheek that had always brought him comfort. And they walked together, once again hand in hand along the shore. The gentle sound of the waves lapping at their feet, and the soft glow of the moonlight creating their path. And the quiet stillness of the night surrounded them, and there were no words, just the shared peace of being together again, even if only for a moment. And as the night deepened, Henry felt his heart lighten, and the years of loneliness just faded that little bit more into the background. And instead it was replaced by the pure love he had always carried for Margaret. And they stood together on the shore, watching the stars until the dreamer's soft glow began to beckon, and Henry was taken back to the shore from which he came. on the side of that tributary, and with the breaking of the morning, he had had what he hadn't been able to achieve in such a long time. He had found a restful, peaceful, restorative night of sleep. And as you drift into your own sleep, just let the dreamer take away your worries. Or your sadness, or your fears, and guide you to that same place of deep rest. Good night.